Introduction. Computer configuration requirements. Laptop system. Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Hard drive capacity 10G. Monitor resolution higher than 1024 by 768. Software installation and uninstallation instructions. Software installation. Open the CD or compress the package. Double-click the setup. The program will be installed automatically. Software uninstallation. Uninstallation steps. Open the control panel. Choose Uninstall a program. Choose ECU V5.0 from Program listing. Right-click to choose Uninstall. After confirm, the software will successfully be uninstalled. USB driver installation. Installation steps. Double-click the driver. Choose Extract. Choose I accept this agreement. Then click Next. After finish, the drive will successfully be installed. Connect laptop with USB cable. Device manager showing COM means laptop and USB cable communicating successfully. Software basic function instruction. Software main page. Instruction of the function block and functional description. Communication status. Display the connection status of the software and ECU. Click it to restart the connection. ECU status display. Display the status of patrol or gas status from ECU. Left-click can change between the patrol mode and gas mode. Double right-click can be forced to gas mode. Version number. Display the ECU version number. Main function area. Configuration. ECU setting and calibration. Display. Display main data. Wave. Waveform display various data from the ECU. Auto calibration. Do automatically calibration on the parameters to match with the vehicle. Diagnosis. Display the gas system running status. Save the data. Save the parameters of the current vehicle settings. It shall be in the normal communication condition between ECU and software. Load data. Load and save settings parameters. It should be in the normal communication condition between ECU and software. Exit. Exit the software. The basic setup instructions. Function selection area. Choose the function button to enter the corresponding function module. Data selection area. Set the parameter data in the function module. Data displaying area. Display real-time data from engine. The basic parameters. The function block mainly set the system sensor configuration. Engine cylinders. 3 or 4 cylinder 2 options. Choose according to the actual circumstance of the car. Engine type. Natural aspirator or turbocharged 2 options. Choose according to the actual circumstance of the car. Start and stop mode. When the car with the start-stop function are running the start-stop function, if the engine stops running more than 5 minutes, the engine start with oil and then to change to gas. If less than 5 minutes, the engine will start directly with gas. Fuel type. CNG or LPG 2 option. Choose according to the real conditions. RPM signal. Ignition signal or patrol signal 2 option. Choose according to actual connection. The system defaults to ignition signal, to make RPM signal more accuracy. Ignition signal type. Choose 5 volts or 12 volts, according to the vehicle point signal voltage. ECU can't collect the right RPM signal if choose wrong. Ignition coil type. Single ignition coil, independent ignition, or double ignition coil, optional ignition, agreed, 2 option, choose according to the actual vehicle to adjust the parameter to make RPM in software same with car dashboard RPM. Temperature reducer signal, 4.7K or 10K 2 option. The system defaults to 4.7K. Injector type. Injector type installed and injector type choose in software should be same, otherwise it will be damaged. The system defaults to E-XON underline VIT underline V. Switch type. LED switch or digital switch 2 options. Choose according to real conditions. If system use digital switch and high pressure sensor, please choose digital. If system use LED switch and meter, choose LED. Gas level sensor type. HPS01 is CNG high pressure sensor, power voltage 5 volts, output signal 0.5 to 4.5 volts. G023 is CNG pressure gauge, power voltage 5 volts, output signal 5 volts to 0 volts. AV1050 is LPG sensor, resistance range 4.7 kHm. AV1090 is LPG sensor, resistance range 0 to 90 ohms. Changeover is the necessary conditions from petrol to gas or gas to petrol. Petrol to gas. Engine speed. The minimum RPM of the engine from petrol to gas. The system defaults 1,500 round per minute. Fuel will be automatically changed to gas from petrol when RPM is more than 1,500 round per minute. Reducer temp. Engine's minimum water temperature requirement from petrol to gas, the system defaults 40 degrees. It means reducer temperature must reach to this setting value. Then the engine can change to gas. If setting temperature too low, engine can't run normally because reducer preheating not enough make the gas outlet is not enough. If setting temperature too high, the engine change from petrol to gas time will be delayed. Overlapping time. The minimum waiting time from engine starting petrol to gas. The system defaults to 10 seconds. Minimum gas pressure from petrol to gas. Gas pressure requirement from petrol to gas. The system defaults 1.8 bar for CNG and 1.4 bar for LPG. Changeover type. RPM accelerate. It means when engine RPM exceeds engine speed setting, the fuel will change from petrol to gas. RPM deceleration. It means when engine RPM exceeds the engine speed setting, then goes down to engine speed setting, the fuel will change from petrol to gas. In the process of engine from petrol to gas ECU first check whether the water temperature reaching to the setting value and then check minimum gas pressure reaching to the setting value. After they both reaching to the setting value, the red and yellow lights of the switch both flash and warn at mid-time. Press the accelerator. Engine RPM reach setting speed. After all the requirements are met, the engine will change the petrol to gas. Change sequence. Sequential switching. Changing from petrol to gas according to engine cylinder sequence. Simultaneous switching. Each cylinder of engine change from petrol to gas at the same time. Usually we can try this function when vehicle appears shaking from petrol to gas. Operation at minimum and maximum. Petrol use of engine speed. Switch to petrol automatically when RPM exceed the setting RPM. Petrol use of injection time. Switch to petrol automatically when petrol injection time exceed the setting petrol injection time. RPM for identifying. Set the minimum petrol RPM. RPM minimum operation. Patrol engine is in patrol mode when RPM under the setting RPM. Switch to gas when RPM exceed the setting RPM. Return to patrol. Switch to patrol when RPM under the setting RPM. Switch to gas automatically after 20 cycles in patrol. Gas to patrol. Minimum gas pressure, bar. When the gas pressure is lower than setting value, the engine will change from gas to patrol. The system defaults 1.2 bar for CNG, 0.8 bar for LPG. Map calibration table. Map calibration table. Calibrating the gas injection time. Map calibration. X-axis, engine speed, round per minute. Y-axis, patrol injection time, milliseconds. Z-value, correction of gas injection time, %. The green Ease box in Map table displays the engine RPM and relative position of the injection time. Map table calibration ways. Click and hold the left mouse button to drag the mouse to select which we need to modify the area. Release the left mouse button pop-up dialog according to fill in the set values. Software relative increase and absolute input button. Click on the relative increase button. Filling the values will be stacked to MAP, each selected parameters. Enter the same as the function of relative increase. Click on the absolute input button. Each parameter value of the selected area will be set to fill in the values. If we need to revise a single parameter in MAP table, double-clicking the parameter with the left mouse button will appear two arrows. Arrow up is to increase, arrow down is to reduce. Adjust to desired values by clicking on the arrow. Main ratio. The correction percentage of gas injection time under all operating conditions, %. MAP reset. Restore the map data to factory settings. Offset calibration. The gas injection time can be adjusted quickly according to the different patrol injection time to meet the needs of engine under different conditions. It can solve the car engine under the same conditions but speeds under different conditions of motivation and emissions. Patrol injection, milliseconds. Patrol injection time, milliseconds. Gas injection, milliseconds. Gas injection time, milliseconds. Water temperature calibration. X-axis, reducer temperature. Z-axis, gas injection time revised, %. Due to the different temperature under the same pressure but gas density difference, according to the change of the pressure reducer temperature, corresponding correction gas injection time. At high temperature, gas density is small. Low temperature, gas density. Degrees. Engine water temperature. %. Gas injection time correction. According to adjusting the different engine water temperature, due to the water temperature decreases, the density of gas will increase and the gas injection correction will decrease accordingly. Guaranteeing the stability of the engine in low temperature area is also beneficial to reduce the gas consumption. Pressure calibration. X-axis, gas pressure, bar. Y-axis, map pressure, bar. Z-value, correction value of gas injection time, %. Because the gas output pressure is a dynamic process, the gas density increases relatively when the output pressure is high. So it is necessary to attenuate the gas injection time to make the lower output pressure to reduce the gas density. It is necessary to increase the gas injection time. CNG normal setting pressure is 1.8 bar, LPG is 1 bar. T-map calibration. X-axis, gas temperature, degrees. Z-value, correction value of gas injection time, %. As the gas is constantly flowing and changing, the gas temperature is not the constant value. When the temperature decreases, the density of gas will increase and the gas injection correction will decrease accordingly. The density of gas will decrease as the temperature increases, and the gas injection correction will increase accordingly. More function. Anticipate the injection sequence. It has the option of none, 1, 2, 3, adjusting through these 3 selection when injection pipe is longer or car jerk in constant speed. Extra injection identical time. This function is to set up ECU identify additional injection time. When the injection time is less than the set value ECU judgment for additional injection. Additional injection time set judgment method. In the process of car's inversion to accelerating, the dot in the map table occasionally suddenly from the big T injection patrol suddenly jumping to small T injection patrol. The observed value of T injection is the additional injection time value. Extra injection. It will filter out the patrol extra injection signal when true's cutting. It will appear extra injection sensitivity when true's open. ECU will calculate according to the patrol extra injection signal. Injection time equals to extra injection time plus extra injection sensitivity time. Gas transition adjust. Deal with injection time when rapid acceleration. In general, CNG less, LPG more. Adjusting coverage is 70% to 130%. 70% means injection time decrease by 30%. 130% means injection time increase by 30%. Gas leakage alarming. It needs match with a gas leak sensor. With a gas leak, the switch will make warning until the leak signal disappears. Reset address. It has the option of enable or disable. If choosing enable, it can clear the original ECU inner fault code. Reset ECU. To restore the ECU factory settings. OBD link. OBD link. Gas ECU communicate with the original ECU through OBD connector. If the communication protocol of original ECU is not clear, you can choose OBD automatic scanning software try to connect to original ECU automatically. It will appear connection success prompt after the connection. If the communication protocol of original ECU is clear, the corresponding communication protocol can be selected manually, which is more efficient. Pay attention. After connection, we must turn off the key and wait changeover switch to go out. Then open the key door. Only this way internal communication protocol of gas ECU be modified successfully. These are normally OBD communication protocol method. OBD address type. Generally, to use the default physical address, if the above communication protocol is the all-fault connecting, you can modify the OBD address type to broadcast address to connect. OBD communication methods on general for 5 as above. OBD learning. OBD learning used for setting OBD learning parameters. Real-time calibration. Choose enable or disable to open or close OBD learning function. Self-learning minimum. The maximum value of gas ECU injection time in the direction of decreasing is -20%. At the default is -10%. Self-learning maximum. The maximum value of gas ECU injection time in the direction of increasing is +20%. At the default is +10%. Self-learning signal. STFT, short-term correction percent. STFT, LTFT, short-term correction percent plus long-term correction percent. Display. Engine runtime, key parameters real-time display. Easy to observe the engine operation. Wave. Selected the observed signal which we needed. Check. The corresponding signal information will be displayed. If we check the file save and click Wave Stop, VXL will appear, which will record the data from software. Auto calibration. Auto calibration. Software and gas ECU automatic matching process of the vehicle. The system will start the auto calibration while the water temperature as more than 60 degrees, according to the instructions to run the throttle. Before the auto calibration, it needs to do a preliminary matching the engine power with the hole of rail injector nozzle, as the following table: diagnosis, fuel injection signal status, show gasoline injection signal collecting, whether it is right the green signal collected, red no collected signal, gas injection allowed. The button of selecting the corresponding cylinder can close the injection of the cylinder and open the corresponding petrol injection signal. Green is normal injection, red is closed injection. Fault code table, displaying the gas system component failure. Save the data. Save the data on gas ECU to PC. Load data. To save PC data is loaded into the gas in the ECU. Exit. Click Exit to close the software.